Number 6728, Government Assistance to Students and Teachers in Private Education Act. Number 1. A private high school teacher is unsure whether she qualifies for the salary subsidy under GASP. As her lawyer, how will you advise her? Your Honor, Section 4 of RA 6728 provides that teachers in private secondary schools meeting minimum qualifications and employment status are eligible for salary subsidies. I would advise the teacher to submit her employment documents, teaching load, and school accreditation details to PIAC for verification. Eligibility depends on active service in an accredited private school. Number 2. A student under the Education Service Contracting Program was denied renewal. What action can you take? Your Honor, Section 5 of RA 6728 requires that ESC scholarships be renewed based on merit and compliance with school rules. As a lawyer, I would file a formal appeal with the school and PIAC, presenting the student's grades conduct and compliance records. The law mandates transparency and due process in renewal decisions. Number 3. A private school failed to remit ESC funds properly. What legal steps should be taken? Your Honor, Section 8 of RA 6728 requires proper accounting and remittance of ESC funds to the Department of Education or PIAC. If the school fails to comply, I would file a complaint for administrative investigation which may lead to suspension or withholding of future subsidies. This enforces accountability in fund management. Number 4. A teacher claims discrimination because the subsidy was delayed. What remedy is available? Your Honor, Section 7 provides that subsidy delays cannot be used to discriminate or penalize teachers. I would advise the teacher to document the delay and formally request disbursement through PIAC, invoking the right to timely assistance. Administrative relief can be sought if the schools fail to act promptly. Number 5. Parents complain about unclear ESC guidelines. How would you interpret the law for them? Your Honor, RA 6728 Section 5 clearly states that ESC benefits are for financially needy but deserving students, covering tuitions, fees, and related costs. I would explain that eligibility, application, and renewal criteria are guided by PIAC and DepEd regulations, ensuring equitable access and clarity. Number 6. A student transferred mid-year, can they still avail GASP? Yes, Your Honor. Section 6 allows transferring students to retain ESC benefits, provided they enroll in another accredited private school and submit the necessary transfer documents. PIAC evaluates the continuity of assistance to ensure no disruption of financial support. Number 7. The principal used GASP funds for school renovation. Is this legal? Your Honor, Section 8 explicitly restricts GASP funds for teacher and student subsidies only. Using them for renovations or other operational expenses is illegal and constitutes misappropriation of government funds, subject to administrative and possibly criminal sanctions. Number 8. How does RA 6728 ensure equitable access to education for poor but deserving students? Your Honor, RA 6728 Sections 2 and 5 mandates financial assistance based on need and merit, giving poor students the opportunity to study in private schools. By subsidizing tuitions and fees, the law removes economic barriers and promotes inclusive education. Number 9. How should teachers uphold transparency in subsidy programs as part of PPST ethics? Teachers must accurately report fund usage, assist students in application processes, and communicate clearly with parents. Upholding Section 7 of RA 6728 ensures accountability, integrity, and fairness, aligning with PPST Domain 7 on professional ethics and accountability. Number 10. How does participation in GASP relate to teachers' CPD inequity and fairness? Participation exposes teachers to policy implementations, monitoring, and equitable distribution of benefits. This contributes to CPD by enhancing skills in advocacy, equity, and student-centered decision-making, fostering teachers as champions of fair access to education. Republic Act No. 8545 expanded government assistance to students and teachers in private education. Number 1. How does RA 8545 expand opportunities compared to RA 6728? Your Honor, RA 8545 builds upon RA 6728 by expanding coverage to include more students in senior high school and teachers in private schools, as well as increasing the fund allocation for subsidies. Unlike RA 6728, which primarily targeted basic private education, RA 8545 allows for wider access to financial assistance, making it more inclusive. This aligns with Section 2 of RA 8545, which emphasizes equal opportunity in private education support. Number 2. A student received double subsidies under ESC and CHS voucher. Is this allowed? No, Your Honor. RA 8545 Section 6 clearly states that a student shall only receive assistance from one subsidy program at a time to prevent duplication of benefits. Granting both ESC and CHS vouchers simultaneously constitutes double dipping, which is not allowed under the law. Number 3. The school failed to submit reports for e-GASP. Can they still receive funds? Your Honor, according to Section 9 of RA 8545, schools must submit periodic reports on fund utilization. Failure to comply with this requirement may result in suspension or disallowance of funds until the report is submitted. Therefore, the school cannot receive further funding until compliance is ensured. Number 4. As a lawyer, how will you explain the role of PIAC in e-GASP implementation? PIAC, Your Honor, or the Private Education Assistance Committee, acts as the implementing agency for e-GASP. Its duties include evaluating applications, monitoring compliance, disbursing funds, and ensuring transparency. Section 5 of RA 8545 explicitly authorizes PIAC to administer the voucher system fairly and efficiently, safeguarding both the interests of students and the government. Number 5. Can a teacher use the e-GASP subsidy to fund graduate studies? No, Your Honor. The law under Section 7 specifies that funds are intended for teaching-related development or for covering tuition and subsidies for basic and senior high education, not for personal graduate studies. Using e-GASP funds for this purpose would be outside the scope of the law. Number 6. A parent challenges the fairness of the voucher distribution. What provision addresses this? RA 8545 Section 6 provides for transparent and merit-based distribution of vouchers. Parents may appeal to PIAC for a review if they believe the allocation is unfair. The law ensures equitable access based on eligibility criteria and PIAC is mandated to resolve grievances objectively. Number 7. What should a teacher do when the voucher program budget is delayed? Your Honor, the teacher should document the delay and formally notify the school administrator or PIAC. Section 8 of RA 8545 encourages communication between beneficiaries and implementing agency to resolve delays without prejudice to access. Legal action may be taken only after exhausting administrative remedies. Number 8. A student is removed from the voucher list for poor performance, legal or not. This is generally legal. Your Honor, if removal follows the criteria established by PIAC, which includes academic performance standards. Section 6 allows PIAC to enforce reasonable eligibility requirements, provided that due process is observed and the student is notified properly. Arbitrary removal would be against the law. Number 9. How does IGASP promote inclusive education? PPSC Domain 3. Your Honor, by providing financial assistance to students regardless of socioeconomic background, IGASP directly supports learner diversity, inclusion, and equity, which are core elements of PPSP Domain 3. Teachers can use this to ensure that all learners have access to quality education regardless of their financial situation. Number 10. How does understanding IGASP enhance teachers' CPD in equity and access? Knowledge of IGASP equips teachers with awareness of policy that promote equitable access. In terms of CPD, teachers can advocate for students, guide them in applying for subsidies, and tailor instructional strategies to support disadvantaged learners, thereby directly enhancing professional competence in equitable education practices. Republic Act No. 8190, Localization Law for Teachers. Number 1. A teacher from another province was hired over a local applicant. Is this legal? Your Honor, under RA 8190 Section 2, preference in hiring must be given to qualified local teachers. Hiring a teacher from another province over a local applicant with equal qualification is against the law unless there is a documented shortage of local teachers. The law's intent is to promote local representation in schools. Number 2. A local teacher feels discriminated against despite having the same qualifications. What's your legal argument? Your Honor, Section 2 and 3 of RA 8190 guarantee local teachers priority in hiring. If a local teacher with equal qualification is overlooked in favor of a non-local teacher, this constitutes discrimination contrary to the law. My argument emphasizes that local preference is a legal right, not a mere guideline. Number 3. Can a teacher refuse reassign due to RA 8190? Yes, Your Honor. A teacher can raise concerns regarding reassignment outside their locality. RA 8190 promotes teaching within one's province or municipality, except in cases where the Department of Education or school authorities demonstrate a compelling need, such as filling vacancies due to teachers' shortages. Refusal is justifiable if reassignment violates local preference principles. Number 4. How does localization strengthen community involvement in schools? Your Honor, local teachers are more familiar with community, culture, languages, and needs. RA 8190 fosters stronger relationship between schools and families, increasing parental engagement, support for school programs, and local mentorship opportunities. This law ensures schools reflect the community they serve. Number 5. A principal insists on hiring a friend from outside the town. How do you respond? Your Honor, I would like to remind the principal that under RA 8190, local applicants with equal qualifications must be prioritized. Hiring a non-local friend over a qualified local teacher is illegal favoritism, which may be subjective to administrative sanctions. Compliance with the law supersedes personal preference. Number 6. How does RA 8190 support PPST Domain 6 community linkages? Your Honor, by ensuring that teachers come from the local community. RA 8190 promotes active engagement with parents, local leaders, and stakeholders, which is at the core of PPST Domain 6. Teachers can more effectively implement community-based learning programs and fosters partnership for student success. Number 7. In case of shortage, can a local teacher be prioritized? Yes, Your Honor. Section 2 provides an exemption in case of shortage. If no qualified local teacher is available to fill a position, a non-local teacher may be hired temporarily, but local preference must resume as soon as qualified local candidate becomes available. Number 8. How do localization and merit coexist legally under this law? Your Honor, RA 8190 emphasizes local preference but does not remove meritocracy. Section 3 clearly states that local teachers must meet qualification and competency standards. Therefore, local preference applies only among candidates who are equally qualified, ensuring that merit and localization work hand in hand. Number 9. How should a teacher advocate for local empowerment under CPD? Your Honor, teachers can advocate by engaging in community projects, mentoring local students, and promoting local heritage in the curriculum. CPD programs can include training and community-based instruction and inclusive local engagement, empowering teachers to serve as local leaders and advocates for their communities. Number 10. Why is RA 8190 crucial for building makabayan and community-oriented teachers? Your Honor, RA 8190 ensures that teachers develop strong ties with the community, understand local culture, history and values, and foster patriotism and civic responsibility in students. This nurtures makabayan teachers who are both nationally aware and locally grounded, strengthening the country's educational and social fabric. Good Influence Not Violence, Republic Act No. 7877, Anti-Sexual Harassment Act of 1995. Number 1. A teacher jokes with a student suggestively. What is your legal interpretation? Your Honor, under Section 3 of RA 7877, sexual harassment includes any unwelcome sexual advances, requests, or conduct, whether verbal or non-verbal, that creates a hostile or offensive environment. A suggestive joke, even if framed as humor, may be considered harassment if it makes the student uncomfortable or intimidated. The law focuses on the effect on the victim, not the intent of the teacher. Number 2. A male teacher was accused of harassment online. How do you defend or advise him? Your Honor, I would first investigate the facts and evidence, including messages, context, and consent. RA 7877 requires that harassment be unwelcome and repeated or coercive in nature. If the teacher did not intend harm and there is proof of absence of unwelcome behavior, we can argue for lack of legal basis. Otherwise, I would advise compliance with investigation procedures and possible administrative remedies. Number 3. What is the school head's obligation under RA 7877? Your Honor, Section 4 mandates that school heads prevent, address sexual harassment in the institution. They must establish complaint mechanisms, conduct investigations, and enforce sanctions to protect students and staff. Failure to act exposes the school to administrative and legal liability. Number 4. A teacher feels harassed by a superior. What should she do? Your Honor, RA 7877 empowers the teacher to file a formal complaint with the school, the Department of Education or CHED, depending on the institution. Documentation of incidents, dates, and witnesses is crucial. The law guarantees protection against retaliation for complaints. Number 5. How does this law protect both students and teachers? RA 7877 protects students and teachers alike from sexual harassment, ensuring a safe educational environment. Section 2 defines harassment broadly, covering verbal, non-verbal, and physical acts, and Section 4 mandates institutional mechanism for complaints and redress. Both students and teachers have the right to dignity and safety at work and school. Number 6. What constitutes a hostile environment under RA 7877? Your Honor, a hostile environment exists when sexual conduct unreasonably interferes with a person's work or learning or creates intimidation, humiliation, or offense. Examples include suggestive jokes, inappropriate touching, messages, or repeated unwelcome advantage. Section 3 of the law specifically addresses such conduct. Number 7. How do you connect RA 7877 to PPST ethics and personal conduct? Your Honor, PPST Domain 7 emphasizes professional ethics, integrity, and respect for learners. RA 7877 reinforces these values by mandating respectful behavior, preventing abuse of power, and protecting the welfare of students and colleagues. Complaints is a direct demonstration of ethical and professional teaching standards. Number 8. Can consent excuse sexual harassment? Your Honor, consent can be a factor in determining harassment, but Section 3 clarifies that harassment is unwelcome and coercive. If conduct is fully consensual, it may not constitute legal harassment. However, power dynamics teacher-student often make genuine consent legally complex and schools must exercise caution. Number 9. What disciplinary actions apply under DepEd or CHED policies? Your Honor, DepEd Order Number 40, Series 2012, and CHED Memorandum Order Number 13, Series 2010, provide that teachers found guilty may face reprimand, suspension, termination, or revocation of license. Criminal prosecution under RA 7877 may also apply depending on the severity of the act. Number 10. How can CPD training help prevent violation of this law? Your Honor, CPD training equips teachers with awareness of sexual harassment laws, institutional procedures, and ethical boundaries. It promotes proactive prevention, respectful communication, and appropriate reporting mechanism, ensuring that both teachers and students operate in a safe, professional, and compliant environment. Republic Act No. 9262, Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. Number 1. A teacher's spouse reports physical abuse. What legal protection is available? Your Honor, under Section 8 of RA 9262, the teacher's spouse may secure a protection order from the courts. This includes barangay protection orders and temporary or permanent protection orders, which prohibit the abuser from committing further acts. approaching the victim, or communicating with them. Police and barangay officials are mandated to enforce these orders immediately. Number 2. A student's mother reports psychological abuse by her partner. What's your advice? Your Honor, psychological abuse is explicitly recognized under Section 3 of RA 9262, covering intimidation, harassment, stalking, or controlling behaviors. I would advise her to document incidents, secure witnesses, and file a complaint at the barangay or appropriate court to obtain a protection order. Early legal intervention prevents escalation and protects the family. Number 3. How can teachers identify and report VAUSI cases in school ethically? Teachers should observe signs such as unexplained injuries, behavioral changes, anxiety, or fear in children and parents. Ethically, they must maintain confidentiality, avoid judgment, and follow proper reporting channels through guidance, counselors, school administrators, or school welfare agencies as mandated in Section 7 and 10. Number 4. How does RA 9262 extend to emotional neglect? Your Honor, Section 3 of RA 9262 covers psychological abuse, which includes emotional neglect, denial of care, and deprivation of love or attention. Emotional neglect is considered VAUSI if it causes significant psychological harm or impairment to the woman or child, making it actionable under the law. Number 5. Can a woman teacher file a VAUSI case for financial abandonment? Yes, Your Honor. Financial control or abandonment is included under economic abuse in Section 3, such as denying financial support or refusing to provide for basic needs. A woman teacher can file a complaint and request a protection order and enforcement of support obligations. Number 6. What's the penalty for violating protection orders? Violating a protection order constitutes contempt of court or direct violation of RA 9262, punishable by imprisonment from 1 month to 1 year, fines, or both depending on the gravity of the violation as specified in Section 19. Number 7. How should schools handle teachers accused under RA 9262? Schools must observe due process, ensure confidentiality, and cooperate with law enforcement. Administrative measures may include temporary suspension during investigation without prejudging guilt, following DepEd and CHED rules on administrative conduct and protection of learners. Number 8. How does this law promote PPST Domain 3 learner diversity? Your Honor, by protecting families from violence, RA 9262 indirectly supports learners' well-being, mental health, and inclusion, ensuring that teachers address diverse learner needs and backgrounds, including those affected by domestic violence. It emphasizes sensitive, equitable education. Number 9. How do teachers integrate VAUSI awareness into CPD or guidance programs? Teachers can integrate VAUSI awareness through seminars on gender respect, identifying signs of abuse, and safe reporting mechanism. CPD modules may include case studies, role-playing, and collaborative projects, fostering prevention, early intervention, and learner protection. Number 10. What role do teachers play in advocating gender-respectful classroom? Teachers serve as role models, enforcing respectful communication, zero tolerance for harassment, and inclusive practices. They implement policies, educate students on gender equality, personal boundaries, and rights, and promote a safe, supportive and non-discriminatory learning environment. In line with RA 9262 and DepEd or CHED guidelines. Republic Act No. 9710, Magna Carta of Women. Number 1. A pregnant teacher was denied maternity leave. What's your legal basis to defend her? Your Honor, under Section 14 of RA 9710, every woman is entitled to maternity leave with full pay, medical benefits, and protection from discrimination. Denial of maternity leave violates her rights. I would advise the teacher to file a complaint with the Department of Labor and Employment or the Civil Service Commission asserting her statutory entitlement. Number 2. A female applicant was rejected due to age. What section of RA 9710 applies? Your Honor, Section 13 of RA 9710 prohibits discrimination based on age, sex, civil service, or other attributes. Rejecting a qualified female applicant solely because of age is illegal and constitutes gender-based discrimination. She may seek redress through administrative or legal channels. Number 3. How does the law ensure equal treatment in the teaching profession? RA 9710 mandates equal opportunity for hiring, promotion, benefits, and professional development. Schools must provide non-discriminatory policies, ensuring that women teachers enjoy the same rights, salary, and career advancement opportunity as their male counterparts in accordance with Sections 13 and 15. Number 4. How can schools create a gender-responsive environment? Schools can implement policies against harassment, inclusive curricula, flexible schedules for maternity or caregiving, and safe facilities. Gender-responsive environments also include training teachers on equity, respect, and awareness of women's rights, promoting fair treatment for all staff and learners. Number 5. How can teachers apply gender sensitivity in classroom management? Teachers should avoid stereotypes, provide equal participation opportunities, and respect students' gender identities. Classroom policies must ensure fair treatment, equitable discipline, and encouragement of all learners, fostering a safe, inclusive, and supportive learning environment aligned with RA 9710 and DepEd guidelines. Number 6. How do you connect RA 9710 with PPST Domain 3, Diversity of Learners? Your Honor, RA 9710 supports recognition and accommodation of diverse learner needs, particularly girls and students from marginalized groups. Teachers applying gender-responsive strategies demonstrate inclusive practice, cultural awareness, and equitable access to learning opportunities directly aligning with PPST Domain 3. Number 7. What are the penalties for violating women's rights at work? Violation of RA 9710 may result in administrative sanctions, fines, suspension, or dismissal depending on the severity as outlined in Section 49. Persistent or severe violation may also trigger civil or criminal liability under related labor and human rights laws. Number 8. How can CPD promote gender advocacy among teachers? CPD programs can include gender sensitivity training, workshops on women's rights, and strategies for inclusive education. This enhances teachers' knowledge, skills, and advocacy, allowing them to promote equity, prevent discrimination, and model respect for women in schools. Number 9. What rights do women have regarding promotion and leadership in schools? Your Honor, Section 15 ensures women have equal access to leadership positions, promotions, and decision-making rules provided they meet qualifications. Denial based on gender alone is illegal, and schools are obliged to implement merit-based, non-discriminatory policies. Number 10. How does this law reflect teachers' role as models of respect and inclusion? RA 9710 reinforces that teachers must demonstrate gender respect, advocate for equity, and create inclusive learning spaces. By embodying these principles, teachers serve as role models, shaping students' values and fostering a culture of respect, dignity, and equality. Leading to Be Makabayan, Republic Act No. 8491, Flag and Heraldic Code of the Philippines. Number 1. A student refuses to sing the national anthem. What is the legal action? Your Honor, under Section 40 of RA 8491, singing the national anthem is mandatory in schools and public events. If a student refuses, the teacher should inform the school authorities and remind the student of their civic duty. For repeated refusal, administrative action may be taken, emphasizing education and patriotism rather than punishment. Number 2. A teacher displays the flag incorrectly. What are the consequences? Your Honor, Section 33 of RA 8491 states that misuse or improper display of the flag is prohibited. Teachers must ensure the flag is hoisted properly, not torn or defaced, and treated with respect. Violations can lead to disciplinary measures and corrective training as mandated by the DepEd or school administration. Number 3. How should schools observe Flag Days under RA 8491? Schools must conduct flag-raising ceremonies, singing of the national anthem, and brief discussions on its significance as stated in Sections 37 and 36. This fosters national pride and civic consciousness and among students. Number 4. What is the penalty for disrespecting the national symbols? Section 40 provides that anyone who misuses, desecrates, or publicly shows disrespect to the flag, anthem, or other symbols may face fines, imprisonment of 1 month to 1 year, or both depending on the offense. For students or teachers, administrative sanctions and guidance-based correction are emphasized first. Number 5. How does this law promote nationalism? PPST Domain 7. Your Honor, respect for national symbols teaches loyalty, civic responsibility, and pride in the country, which aligns with PPST Domain 7 on professional ethics and citizenship. Teachers model patriotic behavior, encouraging students to value the nation and its democratic ideals. Number 6. How should a teacher correct a learner who mishandles the flag? The teacher should calmly explain proper flag protocol, demonstrate correct handling, and have the student practice respectfully. Section 34 emphasizes education over punishment, ensuring the learner internalizes respect for national symbols. Number 7. Is it legal to print the flag on shirts or advertisements? No, Your Honor. Section 38 prohibits using the national flag in commercial or improper context. Printing it on shirts, advertisement, or merchandise for profit is considered misuse and disrespectful, and the school must discourage such practices. Number 8. How do you link respect for the flag to teaching civic values? Respecting the flag instills discipline, responsibility, and national pride. Teachers can integrate this into lessons by connecting historical events, civic duties, and current national achievements, helping learners understand the symbolic and practical importance of citizenship. Number 9. How can CPD seminars strengthen nationalism among teachers? CPD seminars can update teachers on flag protocols, patriotic education strategies, and civic engagement activities. They equip teachers to model patriotism, lead ceremonies properly, and integrate national values into classroom instructions, fostering Makabayan values. Number 10. How do you explain the law's importance to young learners? Your Honor, the law is taught as a guide to respect the nation and its symbols, promoting discipline, pride, and civic awareness. Teachers can use stories, demonstrations, and ceremonies to make it relatable, ensuring students understand why the flag, anthem, and other symbols matter in everyday life. The Life of Joy, Republic Act Number 1015-7, Kindergarten Education Act. Number 1. Can a child under 5 be admitted to kindergarten? Your Honor, under Section 3 of RA 1015-7, children must be at least 5 years old on or before August 31 of the school year to enroll in kindergarten. Admitting children below this age violates the law, unless special exemptions are allowed by DepEd regulations, which are rare and must be documented. Number 2. How does the law ensure holistic early childhood education? Your Honor, Section 2 emphasizes that kindergarten program must provide integrated development in cognitive, social, emotional, and physical domains. The law mandates play-based, learner-centered approaches and aligns with the DepEd kindergarten curriculum framework, ensuring holistic learning experiences. Number 3. What are the teacher qualifications under RA 1015-7? Section 5 requires that kindergarten teachers hold at least Bachelor of Early Childhood Education or a related degree and possess appropriate teaching credentials. This ensures qualified professionals deliver age-appropriate instruction, safeguarding learners' developmental needs. Number 4. A kindergarten teacher uses inappropriate materials, legal or not. Your Honor, using materials not aligned with the DepEd kindergarten curriculum or inappropriate for age is contrary to Section 2 of RA 1015-7, which mandates safe, developmentally appropriate, and holistic learning experiences. Teachers must replace such materials immediately and follow proper guidelines. Number 5. How does this law align with PPST Domain 1 Content Knowledge? RA 1015-7 requires teachers to demonstrate mastery of early childhood content and age-appropriate pedagogy. PPST Domain 1 focuses on deep content knowledge and instructional expertise, which is reinforced by the law through curriculum-based teaching and specialized early childhood strategies. Number 6. How should teachers assess kindergarten learners legally and ethically? Teachers must conduct ongoing formative assessments using observation, portfolio, and performance-based tasks as per Section 4. Assessments must be developmentally appropriate, non-discriminatory, and confidential, ensuring fair evaluation of each child's growth. Number 7. How do you explain the significance of play-based learning in the law? Your Honor, Section 2 emphasizes play as a primary mode of learning to promote cognitive, social, and emotional development. Play-based learning ensures children learn naturally, explore safely, and develop essential life skills, making education engaging and effective. Number 8. Can parents demand acceleration of their child? Parents may request, but under Section 3, school authorities have the discretion to determine readiness based on developmental assessments. Acceleration is not automatically granted as the law prioritizes age-appropriate and holistic development over academic advancement. Number 9. What is the role of CPD in improving early education? Your Honor, CPD equips teachers with updated knowledge on early childhood pedagogy, play-based strategies, and holistic assessment methods. Continuous training ensures teachers maintain professional competence, enhance learning outcomes, and comply with RA 1015-7. Number 10. How do teachers uphold the spirit of RA 1015-7? Teachers uphold the law by providing safe, inclusive, and developmentally appropriate learning experiences, implementing the kindergarten curriculum framework, respecting children's right to holistic education, and serving as role models of nurturing ethical, competent early childhood educations. Republic Act No. 1053-3 Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 K-12. Number 1. How do you defend K-12 against critics saying it's unnecessary? Your Honor, RA 1053-3 Section 2 clearly states that the K-12 program ensures sufficient time for mastery of concepts, skills, and values, preparing learners for college, employment, or entrepreneurship. Critics overlook that Philippines was the only country with a 10-year basic education cycle, which disadvantaged graduates globally. Legally, the law mandates K-12 for international competitiveness and learner readiness. Number 2. A school refuses to implement senior high. What's your legal advice? Your Honor, Section 4 requires all private and public schools to implement the K-12 curriculum. Refusal may result in administrative sanctions, withholding of permits, or non-accreditation by DepEd or CHED. I would advise the school to comply immediately or face legal consequences while seeking support from DepEd for implementation. Number 3. How does the K-12 promote 21st century skills under PPST? RA 1053-3 integrates critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, communication, and digital literacy into the curriculum. Teachers under PPST Domains 1 and 2 use K-12 to develop learner competencies aligned with modern workplace demands, ensuring holistic, future-ready graduates. Number 4. How should teachers handle parents abusing the new curriculum? Your Honor, teachers should educate parents on legal mandates, Section 4, objectives and benefits of K-12, emphasizing student readiness, career pathways, and global competitiveness. Open communication ensures parents understand compliance is a legal requirement, not optional. Number 5. Can DepEd penalize schools not aligning with K-12? Yes, Your Honor. Sections 4 and 12 authorize DepEd to enforce compliance through administrative sanctions, fines, or suspension of operations. Schools are legally obliged to implement K-12 or they risk losing recognition and government permits. Number 6. How does RA 1053-3 integrate local and global content? The law mandates a curriculum that respects Filipino culture, history, and values while also incorporating STEM, international best practices, and 21st century competencies. This dual approach ensures learners are grounded locally but globally competent, fulfilling Section 2's policy of holistic and relevant education. Number 7. How can CPD help teachers adapt to K-12 changes? CPD programs provide training in new content, assessment strategies, senior high specializations, and digital tools. This ensures teachers deliver quality instruction, meet legal standards, and effectively implement K-12 as required under RA 1053-3, Sections 4 and 5. Number 8. What's your legal explanation of spiral progression? Your Honor, spiral progression as defined in Section 2 means topics are revisited at increasing levels of difficulty, allowing learners to master concept over time. Legally, it is a pedagogical requirement, ensuring depth of learning and aligning with DepEd standards. Number 9. How do you define competency-based learning under this law? Competency-based learning is mandated by Section 2 of RA 1053-3. It emphasizes assessing learners based on demonstrated skills and knowledge rather than time spent in class. This legal framework ensures that graduates are capable and workplace ready and schools are accountable for producing competent learners. Number 10. How does K-12 promote lifelong learner for teachers? RA 1053-3 requires teachers to continuously upgrade skills and adapt to curriculum changes. Through CPD, workshops, and mentoring, teachers model lifelong learning, remain professionally competent, and uphold educational quality, aligning with PPST Domains 1, 2, and 7. Republic Act No. 1093-1, Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, Free Tuition Law. Number 1. Can a student be charged miscellaneous fees under RA 1093-1? Your Honor, Section 4 of RA 1093-1 provides that public tertiary students are exempt from tuition and other school fees. However, miscellaneous or other service fees that are not essential or not part of the mandated tuition coverage may not be charged. Schools must strictly comply with DepEd and CHED implementing rules to avoid unlawful fees. Number 2. A student lost their scholarship due to poor grades. Is this lawful? Yes, Your Honor. Section 7 clarifies that students must maintain a passing grade or comply with minimum requirements to retain scholarships or stipends. Losing a scholarship due to failing grades is legally justified as the law conditions continued financial support and academic performance. Number 3. How do private schools benefit from RA 1093-1? Private higher education institutions benefit through the tertiary education subsidy, which helps financially needy students pay tuition and fees. The law ensures increased enrollment and support for deserving students, while private schools receive government-assigned subsidies directly to the institution for eligible students, Section 5. Number 4. What is the role of TES in equitable access to education? TES provides financial assistance to poor but deserving students in both public and private higher education, covering tuition, fees, and other educational costs. This ensures equitable access, preventing financial barriers from blocking qualified students from tertiary education, Sections 4 to 6. Number 5. How does this law support PPST Domain 2 learning environment? Your Honor, RA 1093-1 ensures that learners have uninterrupted access to education without financial constraints. This creates a supportive, equitable, and inclusive learning environment, allowing teachers to focus on instruction and student development consistent with PPST Domain 2 principles. Number 6. How can teachers advocate free education while maintaining quality? Teachers can advocate by ensuring instructional rigor, engaging students actively, and providing support programs demonstrating that free education does not compromise quality. They can also participate in curriculum planning and CPD programs to sustain academic standards while upholding RA 1093 mandates. Number 7. How should universities handle violation of free tuition? Universities must immediately investigate and correct any instances of charging prohibited fees, report to CHED or TES implementing authorities, and refund unlawfully collected amounts. Compliance ensures legal protection and continued eligibility for government subsidies. Number 8. How does RA 1093-1 connect to the right to education under Constitution? Your Honor, the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 14, Section 1, guarantees that education shall be accessible to all. RA 1093-1 operationalizes this right by removing financial barriers in tertiary education, particularly for the poor, ensuring that education is both universal and equitable. Number 9. How can CPD programs prepare teachers to teach in accessible education system? CPD programs train teachers in inclusive pedagogy, differentiated instruction, and student support strategies, enabling them to effectively educate a more diverse student population supported by free tuition policies. This promotes quality learning for all, regardless of economic background. Number 10. Why is RA 1093-1 vital to achieving inclusive and equitable quality education? RA 1093-1 removes financial barriers to tertiary education, directly supporting Sustainable Development Goal 4 and the national goal of inclusive education. It allows students from disadvantaged backgrounds to access quality programs, empowering teachers and institutions to provide high-standard education without exclusion, fulfilling the law's social justice mandate.